Hey everyone, and welcome back to Mashinky. Now, if all goes well, you can hear me. I do apologise for the previous two videos. Yeah, I recorded them with sound, and I initially recorded this without sound as well, so I do apologise if what you see on screen doesn't actually sync with what I'm doing. As you can see, we do have our tough choice quest to do, and having looked at it, I decided to go in the end for the delivery of iron ingots because, quite honestly, as you can see, got enough income of cash, you don't need that. Still working on the other ones, which of course is our log processing, deliver 400 logs, 20 sawmill in a year, deliver goods to the ruined church, which is up here in Swindon. When I can actually find it. So yeah, here, as you can see, there's church here, which is where we are delivering our lumber and our, I keep calling it lumber, I believe it is actually called timber in the game. Yeah, delivering our lumber and steel, and of course working for the early diesel age. Get the game started. Yeah, one random bit of around there where the sunflowers have died. I'm not quite sure what happened there. But it'd be interesting to know if you guys, because I'm debating whether to take some of those fields out actually. Because they are a bit oversized and the trains running through the middle of it, they're not really prototypical, so I'm debating whether to spend the money cutting them back, but let me know your thoughts on that before we do it. See, we're still going to be working on our large rail highway, which does mean we have to make some changes here. Do the east to west part. Of gesticulating there. Essentially, yeah. So this will come right through to here eventually. And we're gonna actually take that track out the middle and have a loop. Bridge that comes over the top. Sticking with our stone viaduct. Don't have the iron bridges yet. We just don't have the steel for that. You're just working out where our other tracks need to come. Wait for the game save there and pop that in like so. That's that section now protected. Don't need to protect this other direction, of course. So technically it is protected by signals, but that line down there will be coming out just as soon as we connect this up. There's a warning there. To be fair, it's not really important. We don't need to protect that section. That goes in there. Now trains will just have a little detour down here once we connect our lines through. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you will probably realise that I forgot to actually pause the game, so we do have a couple of trains that go a bit funny once we take that track out. You see, I finally learned that you can actually drag and delete a whole bunch in one go. I fill in the gap, and there we go. Drop in our signals, and we are ready to rock. And the next thing, of course, would be to remove these tracks coming down there. But that, of course, is not going to be quite as easy. First of all, we need to extend our line down. The eagle-eyed amongst you, again, will have noticed I haven't actually put any signals down one stretch of our west highway. Once we're here, we will fill out the station with 6-track length, and whilst we're at it, see, put in some roads, because we do want to encourage the growth of Durham. And if you actually place your own roads, yes, it costs you money, which means early game it is a bit hard to do. Yeah, if you put in your own roads, you can control where the game builds. Otherwise, the game sometimes just goes a bit haywire and pretty much builds wherever it feels like, and usually it's in the most inconvenient places. Now we have our signal box, which is going to extend our grasp and also allow us to build longer platforms should we need to in the future. Right, onto the highway we go. Oh no. My apologies, I think we actually build another station at that forest. Because we do need to increase our throughput of wood. I know this is actually where we create our connection over here, which there isn't actually a stamp for. Not for what we need anyway. Of course is an overpass of our highway, but we still need that line to run underneath. Again, you see with this stamp, kind of does what we want, but it doesn't connect that track coming from the right. And also, it means you've got to actually cross over the other direction track to then run down underneath. So, running through the options, and what you see it go for eventually is rip out this track, and then we do some sculpting of the land. Put now tunnel there. Now here's a question for you guys. Our end result is not very good at all. So if any of you know how to get a smoother incline and decline up these hills, I would be very interested. You will see once we get it in. That is just... yeah, it doesn't really look good, and when you go into normal mode, as you'll see, it's not much better. And quite honestly, I know this game isn't like your Transport Fever 2, where the aim of the game is to make aesthetically pleasing tracks. Ultimately, we are playing a very pretty puzzle game. But that's not pretty at all. So yeah, if anyone knows how to make that look a lot smoother, a lot better. I guess kind of like that bridge in many ways. Oh, it's got a nice graduated curve. And yeah, by all means, let me know. Link to a video where someone does it right. Or just a general description. Anything will be fine. Anything that allows us to make that look better than it is now. We go with our signals first. This game gives us lovely warnings about how it's not finished, which I really appreciate actually. People may think, oh, it's annoying. We know the line's not complete, and so forth, but imagine if you'd forgotten to connect the other end. That warning wasn't there, and you just carry on playing blissfully unaware. That would be a lot worse. A heck of a lot worse. Anyway, that's our underpass in. So the trains can now merrily make their way around. It means we can now at least get rid of one direction. Trains going up there. Unfortunately, we actually managed to blow through that money quite quickly. Yeah, no operating tokens for the trains. But as you see, anyway, we're putting in our second station over here, so we can get more throughput of wood. We do need to try and complete that quest of 400 logs in a year. Is train 1 still making its way up to the depot? And as you can see, whilst I expect it to go to the main depot, and I thought I'd actually made a mistake here. But no, it turns out it's actually routing itself up to our depot up in the north. As you can see, when we took out those other bits, created a weird situation here. No trains have come ahead. Fortunately, there's no option other than to reverse our trains and try and sort it out. Luckily, although the loco there had passed the signal, it does allow you to reverse if the whole train hasn't passed. And as you see, Percy's obeying the signal this time. And all is good in the world. I have to say though, we're what, 10 episodes in? That's our first actual cornfield meet, so... And we haven't crashed a single train. Now, I know I'm probably jinxing myself here, but... yeah. Our first cornfield meet after so many episodes, and we haven't crashed a train. That's something to be quite proud of, I think. Yeah, as you can see, the train is now flying up the highway. Not quite sure on the route to get here, but it is making its way up, and it's going to go to Depot 2 eventually. Which, now we've got our whole network connected, we can actually take that depot out once the train's arrived. But in the meantime, in goes our station here at our forest, which is going to allow us to get even more logs. Having a look through, and yeah, the T210 Russian is always going to be the favoured loco, I think, at the moment. And look at that for pulling strength. On with the orders. You see me just realising that there is no direct route into that station. So he's going to have to go up, double around the loop, and come back down. And after that, he'll make his way to the lumber mill. And boom. Second cornfield meat. So that train's just backing up because of these. Part of the issue being here, those signals were bi-directional. When you look at it, the train should have been going in this direction anyway, so it was actually James that was going the wrong way round. He's now headed the right way. He's now going to head around that way. Of course, that does mean we've forgotten about that passenger train. Actually, it's a good thing to be watching this video back because actually spotting things that I didn't the first time round when I recorded. There we go. That should hopefully speed things up now, having 2 tracks through our lumber mill. He's busy making his way around. See, already 125 wood weight in there. Extensions. Loading speed and capacity of extra 50% could be very handy here. See, we get into the crazy expensive ones. This is of course because I do have a mod in which expands the extensions available basically. But the freight station, it sounds like it makes sense to say that not only expands our storage at the station, but it means they're going to unload a lot quicker as well. There we have it. Train 1 has finally arrived at the depot. Did as well, but sadly it has to go. I have been debating whether to keep just a little branch line somewhere for all our old trains to run. Kind of like a heritage line, so be interested to see you guys' thoughts on that. Maybe just a couple of stations for them to trundle between, possibly even a couple of industries, and have a connecting station somewhere. Because obviously the slower speeds will become an issue if we've got the faster trains running with them. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that. Should we go for a preserve line? Because if we're going to do it, now is the time to be talking about it actually, because I don't think we keep the trains forever. Now, here you see, now there's probably a combination of wagons that allows us to get more than our 45 capacity on lumber. But if there is, I just don't know what it is yet. See, still haven't got used to clicking that plus sign for our orders. Here we are at our tool works. See, this is becoming a bit of a issue. And we may have to sort this in the next episode, actually. Just so we can get the throughput at that station working a bit better. There we go, our log train's working. Got our little passenger train steaming through there. Yeah, all things considering, going pretty well. You should see, we're still at the 246 out of 400 mark there for our logs. They're not quite at our goal yet, but once these trains all get into the swing of things, hopefully that will change. Now here is going to be the awkward one. It's a case of, did we carry on in a straight line and effectively cut Stevenage off? Or did we move our highway? Here of course you can see which option I chose. I think that looks quite good. Our highway in, and Stevenage still has room to grow. That's great because we're not sending trains down there. Of course, the next question is, how do we link it into the highway? And what do we do with the highway when it gets down to the coal mine? That's always a big concern. And not enough tokens. To be fair, I don't think the game's going to let us just plough through the station and have a bridge over the top. As you can see, we've actually hit our lumber requirement for this. Now, I do know that they are at some point. It's in the beta stage now. They will have it so you can actually see what trains are calling at what station. But unfortunately we're running the stable open version that isn't implemented yet, which means we've got to manually find that train dropping off lumber to our station at Swindon, and that luckily we managed to find it pretty much straight away. At the lumber mill. Oh, that's actually, I apologise, that's the wrong one. This is the right one. So, calls at the lumber mill. And then swings round and stops at Swindon. Make our change, and now that's going to carry additional logs to our toolworks. And they see me making a rookie error. We don't have I for typing yet. But yeah, I'll look around now, try and work out what our next plan of action is. Do want Peterborough to expand. As you see, we can't afford to bulldoze that building, unfortunately. At least if we put that road in there, it may encourage the game. Buildo cross. That is an ugly road junction there. So we wouldn't want to be driving around that in real life. Just, I don't see any circumstance where you wouldn't tip your lorry. Quite frankly, but hey ho. Yeah, you should see. Still got some stuff to do, but we're going to click it. We're going to enter the early diesel age. And you see, we get our achievement in the bottom right hand corner, and we've got bonus train available. Yeah, as you see, the next stage is early diesel age 3. I don't know if that's a typo or whether there's an intermediary stage coming later that will be number 2. But yeah, as you can see, we've unlocked oil. I'm not going to read through that all again. You can just go ahead, pause the video if you do want to read it yourself. But yeah, look at that. 500 tokens of timber and coal, 200 of steel and 100 oil to progress. Sorry about that, nearly sneezed. Yeah, we are in the diesel era. And yeah, guess what guys, we're coming towards the end of the video, so you're not going to see the trains in this episode. Bit mean of me, I know. Still working on our tough choice there. Deliver 400 steel, we'll get there. Should I say iron? That isn't steel yet. And we have our new quest, which is U-Wing oil. So essentially we need to transport 200 crude oil to any refinery. And we get a paltry sum of 200 cash, but essentially we're going to transport the crude oil anyway. Right, so we've got a bonus train available in this depot. But we're going to have a look next time. We're going to make a save here. Is YouTube series 2F. Yeah, like I say, next time out we're going to look at these diesel trains. So sorry, any of you that were hoping to have a look. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks very much guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.